my name is Jesse. I'm an occupational therapist and a clinical specialist with Saebo. In this video, we're going to talk about the Saebo StimOne, how it can help you in your stroke recovery, some of the tips and tricks with using it, and the benefits of it. So what is the StimOne? Well, it's one of a few different electrical stimulation devices produced by Saebo, and this one specifically is for neuromuscular electrical stimulation, which really just means it's a kind of stimulation that's going to be sending little impulses to muscles to get them to fire or to get them to contract. It can be really beneficial for a lot of different things. Some of those are just stimulating weak muscles or trying to calm down muscles that are acting up too much or being too strong or too spastic. And by doing that, by activating certain muscles, especially when you try doing functional things with it, you can start retraining the brain how to fire those muscles appropriately. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to do that. Let's get started. When you first open your Saebo StimOne box, you'll find the instruction manual, you'll find the gel pads, the device itself, as well as the charging cable. The nice thing about this device is how compact it is. So unlike a lot of other stim devices out there, there's no cables to deal with. You're not having to find other electrode pads and stick them all over places. It's just a very small self-contained device that only has 3 buttons. The center button that you'd press, and then when you see the light turn on, you hear the beep, that's how to power the device on. And then by hitting the 2 buttons on top is to turn up the intensity, by the 1 button on bottom to turn it down. The other really nice thing about this device is that it's actually magnetic. So if you ever need to replace the butterfly wings, you can just pop those off to replace them. And then when you grab the charging cable, you can see it's also magnetic and will just snap right in. And then this can be plugged into like a laptop, an outlet, or an adapter for an outlet to charge the device. So when you first open it, you will want to make sure it's charged, attach it to the wings, and then using the gel pads, you want to put them on each side, and then it'll look just like this. So I'll go ahead and get this hooked up on my forearm, and I can show you how it works. So the really cool thing about this device is that it does just function on its own and is what we call like a wearable device where you can just put it on and let it go. One major benefit of it is combining it with a functional activity, such as when it turns on, reaching for a ball, waiting for it to turn off, and then squeezing and maybe picking up that ball or picking up a glass and trying to move it. And then after you wait a few seconds, it'll start turning itself back on. And then that'll help you start opening up your hand to release the object. So again, the device by itself, just running on its own, is a great tool, but combining it with something functional like reaching for a ball, grabbing and releasing is another kind of bonus to help support your functional independence. The other things that this can be used for really well is on other muscle groups such as your flexors, your bicep, your tricep, or your shoulder, which I'll show you next. So just like on the extensors on our arm, like I just showed you with grasping and release, this can be used on a lot of other larger muscle groups, such as on your biceps, on your triceps to either open or close your arm. But one of the ones I want to show you that's very commonly used is on your shoulder, kind of on your deltoid, which is the big muscle on top, if you're somebody with a weak shoulder or at risk of subluxation. So the nice thing about this device is that since these little butterfly wings move, is that if you have a little bit smaller of an arm, you can actually bend it or rotate them a little bit to get the perfect or to get the better positioning for you. If you feel like you're like stretching all the way across the joint, don't feel bad about just bending them a little bit since they move. And then again, once you get it set up, you can turn it on, start increasing it till you feel the tingle, get the muscles firing, and it'll run itself. The really cool thing about that is it's small enough or compact enough that you can then put your shirt sleeve down and you can go about your day, go to the grocery store, go run some errands around town, and it'll fire up and work just like it is right now, and it's not really noticeable to anybody. We hope that video about the Saebo StimOne was beneficial to you and giving you some good starting points or tips and tricks with using the device. If you can't find answers or were unsure after this video, we recommend starting with the owner's manual that comes with it. But if you're still looking for answers, checking out the Saebo website at saebo.com or going to Saebo's YouTube channel are great places to start. We hope that this is helpful, and we're excited to continue supporting you and working with you in your recovery.